How to build wealth from nothing with an average job. You're making $50,000 a year, working 40 hours a week, and here's the painful question nobody wants to ask. Will you still be doing this exact same job when you're 65? Look, I get it. You've been told that working hard and saving money is enough. But here's what's crazy. Most Americans will work for 4 decades and still retire broke. But what if I told you there's a group of ordinary people making average salaries just like you who escaped the 9-to-5 grind completely? They're not lucky, they're not geniuses, and they didn't inherit money. They simply followed a 7-step system that turns any average income into a wealth-building machine. If you're finally ready to stop trading your life for a paycheck, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because what I'm about to share is the exact escape plan that's worked for thousands of regular people. And wait until you see step number 7. It'll completely change how you think about your job forever. Step number 1, the mindset shift from employee to asset builder. Most Americans are trapped in employee thinking, and it's keeping them financially stuck forever without them even realizing it. You wake up, go to work, trade your time for money, pay your bills, and repeat this cycle for 40 years, hoping someone else will take care of your retirement. But here's what's crazy. That mindset is exactly what keeps you dependent on a paycheck for life. The biggest difference between wealthy people and everyone else isn't how much money they make, it's how they think about money. Employees think about paychecks. Wealthy people think about assets. Employees ask, how can I get a raise? Wealthy people ask, how can I build something that pays me while I sleep? This one mindset shift changes everything. Let me tell you about 2 childhood friends who started working at the same company, making $45,000 per year. Tom had employee thinking. He focused on getting promotions, worked overtime for extra pay, and saved what he could in a savings account. Mike had asset builder thinking. He lived off his salary, but used every spare dollar to buy stocks, start a side business, and acquire rental properties. After 20 years, Tom was making $75,000 but still trading time for money. Mike's assets were generating $200,000 per year in passive income, and he never had to work again if he didn't want to. But that's just the obvious part. What I'm about to say is what makes the difference between those who stay trapped and those who build wealth. Rich people understand that there are only 2 types of money activities: those that put money in your pocket and those that take money out. Your job puts money in temporarily, but it stops the moment you stop working. Assets put money in your pocket whether you work or not. And what I'm about to say is what makes the difference between amateur and professional wealth builders. Start tracking your net worth every single month, not just your income. Net worth is assets minus liabilities, what you own minus what you owe. This simple habit forces you to think like an asset builder instead of just an income earner. Here's your immediate action step. Tonight, calculate your current net worth. List everything you own that has value, subtract everything you owe, and write down that number. Then set a goal to increase it by 20% this year. When you start measuring net worth instead of just income, your brain automatically starts looking for ways to build assets. The mindset shift is this simple. You're not just an employee earning a paycheck. You're an asset builder using your job to fund your freedom. Your 9-to-5 becomes the foundation that supports your wealth-building activities, not the ceiling that limits your financial potential. Step number 2, the 50-30-20 wealth formula. It sounds simple, but the hardest part is what's about to be told next. Most people have no systematic approach to turning their income into wealth. They get paid, pay their bills, buy what they want, and hope something's left over for saving. Spoiler alert, there's never anything left over, and this random approach to money guarantees you'll stay broke forever. Here's where most people get it completely wrong. They try to save what's left after spending instead of spending what's left after saving. They've got the entire formula backwards, and it's costing them millions in lifetime wealth. The wealthy don't budget for leftovers. They budget for wealth building first. Wait, there's something you need to pay attention to if you don't want to lose everything you've worked for. The ancient Babylonians understood something about wealth that most modern Americans have forgotten. Pay yourself first. In the richest civilization of the ancient world, the golden rule was simple. Save at least 10% of everything you earn before spending a single coin on anything else. Let me share the story of two bartenders who made exactly the same income serving drinks in the same restaurant. Sarah spent her money randomly. Rent, food, entertainment, clothes, whatever felt good in the moment. She figured she'd save when she made more money. Lisa followed the 50-30-20 formula religiously. 50% for absolute necessities, 30% for wealth building and investments, 20% for lifestyle and fun. After 15 years, Sarah was still living paycheck to paycheck despite making decent money. Lisa had accumulated over $300,000 and was on track to retire early. Don't jump to conclusions about this being too restrictive, because what comes next can change your perspective completely. This formula actually gives you more freedom, not less. When you know exactly where every dollar is going, you eliminate the stress and guilt around money decisions. You can enjoy your 20% lifestyle money guilt-free because you've already taken care of your wealth building. The solution is automating this formula so you can't fail even if you try. Set up automatic transfers the day you get paid. 30% goes directly to your wealth building accounts before you even see it. This includes your 401k, IRA, emergency fund, and investment accounts. Here's your specific action plan. Open a high-yield savings account for your emergency fund and a low-cost brokerage account for investing. Set up automatic transfers for the day after payday. Start with whatever percentage you can manage, even if it's just 10% for wealth building, but make it automatic and consistent. But that's just the beginning. The most important part is treating your wealth building like the most important bill you'll ever pay. Because it is. You're literally paying your future self, and that future self will either thank you or resent you based on the decisions you make right now. Step number 3, create your first income stream. And it's in the next section that many people make mistakes without even knowing it. They put all their financial eggs in one basket called their job. Your employer controls your income, your schedule, and your future, and they can eliminate your entire financial foundation with 2 weeks' notice. That's not security. That's financial vulnerability disguised as stability. Here's the brutal reality that most employees refuse to face. No job is guaranteed anymore. Companies will lay off thousands of workers in a single day to boost their stock price. Your 20 years of loyalty mean nothing when executives need to hit quarterly profit targets. Meanwhile, you've spent decades building someone else's dream while keeping your own income dangerously dependent on one source. The average millionaire has 7 different income sources. 7. While you're hoping your boss gives you a 3% raise, wealthy people are creating multiple streams that grow independently of anyone else's decisions. This isn't about working 80-hour weeks. It's about leveraging what you already know to create additional income. Let me tell you about Sarah Blakely, who kept her full-time job selling fax machines while secretly building Spanx in her spare time. She didn't quit her day job to chase a dream. She used her steady income to fund her side business until it was generating serious money. She'd work her regular job, then come home and work on her business plan, research manufacturers, and develop her product. Today, she's worth over $1 billion, but she started by creating that crucial second income stream while keeping her primary income intact. But that's just the surface. What's behind it is what will startle people who think side hustles are just extra work. Your side hustle isn't about making pocket change. It's about building your escape route. Every dollar from your side income is a dollar closer to financial independence. The solution starts with monetizing what you already know. You don't need to learn completely new skills. You need to package your existing knowledge into something people will pay for. Are you good at your job? Teach others. Do you have a hobby? Turn it into income. Can you solve problems others struggle with? Create a service around it. Here's your side hustle blueprint. Start with service-based income because it requires minimal startup costs. If you're good with computers, offer tech support. If you're organized, offer virtual assistant services. If you're skilled at your day job, offer consulting or freelancing in that area. Dedicate 10 to 15 hours per week and aim to generate $501,000 monthly within 90 days. Do you see anything unusual? The answer is right here. Your side hustle should complement your day job, not compete with it. Use your lunch breaks, evenings, and weekends to build something that could eventually replace your primary income. Step number 4. Automate your wealth building machine. All of the above will be meaningless if you miss this crucial detail that separates successful wealth builders from those who struggle forever. Most people rely on willpower and good intentions to build wealth, but willpower is unreliable and good intentions don't pay the bills. You need systems that work automatically, even when you're tired, busy, or unmotivated. Here's what's happening to millions of Americans right now. They have the best intentions to save and invest, but they're trying to do it manually. They tell themselves they'll transfer money to savings when they remember, or invest when the market looks good. Result? They never consistently save because life gets in the way, and they never invest because the market never feels safe. I'll tell you something that many people regret for the rest of their lives, just because they didn't realize it in time. The difference between those who build wealth and those who stay broke isn't intelligence, luck, or willpower. It's automation. Rich people set up systems that build wealth automatically, while poor people rely on motivation that comes and goes. Let me share a story about identical twins who both started working at age 25, making $50,000 per year. Twin A decided to save and invest when he could. Sometimes he'd put away $500, sometimes nothing, depending on how he felt and what expenses came up. Twin B automated everything. $1,000 per month went directly from his paycheck to his 401k, and $500 per month went automatically to an index fund. Over 30 years, Twin A managed to save sporadically and accumulated about $200,000. Twin B never thought about it and accumulated over $1.8 million through consistent automated investing. Wait, the most important part is in the following story. Behavioral economists have proven that people who automate their investments save 15x more than those who try to do it manually. 15 times. When the decision is removed from your daily life, your wealth building becomes unstoppable. The solution is creating what I call invisible wealth building. Money comes out of your paycheck before you see it, gets invested automatically, and grows without any input from you. You live off what remains, but your wealth builds in the background like a silent money-making machine. Here's your automation blueprint. Set up automatic transfers for the day after payday. Your 401k contribution comes out pre-tax. An automatic transfer moves money to a high-yield savings account for your emergency fund. Another automatic transfer goes to a brokerage account for index fund investing. Set it up once, then forget about it and let compound interest work its magic. But that's just the beginning. The most important part is automating your bills too. When your wealth building and your expenses are automated, you eliminate decision fatigue and remove the possibility of forgetting to invest. Your money management runs on autopilot, freeing your mental energy for more important decisions. Step number 5. Invest like the wealthy. Do you think you've understood everything about investing? There's a detail that few people notice, but it's extremely important. Most Americans believe they need thousands of dollars to start investing like wealthy people. They wait until they have $10,000, $20,000, or some magical amount that feels worth it to begin. This waiting game is costing them millions in compound growth. Here's the devastating truth that brokers don't want you to know. The most important factor in building investment wealth isn't how much you start with, it's how early you start and how consistent you remain. Warren Buffett made 99% of his wealth after age 50, but he started investing at age 11. Time in the market beats timing the market, and time in the market beats the size of the initial investment. The wealthy understand something that average people miss completely. They don't try to pick individual stocks or time perfect market entries. They buy broad market index funds that own pieces of the entire economy and hold them for decades. While everyone else is trying to get rich quick with hot stock tips, millionaires are getting rich slowly with boring consistency. Let me tell you about a janitor named Ronald Read who accumulated $8 million by the time he died. He never made more than minimum wage, drove the same beat-up truck for decades, and wore safety pins to hold his coat together. His secret? He bought shares of solid companies and index funds with every spare dollar and held them for over 50 years. While others were chasing get-rich-quick schemes, he was building wealth the same way the ultra-rich do, through patient, consistent investing. But that's just the obvious part. What I'm about to say is what makes the difference between those who build wealth through investing and those who lose money trying to get clever. You don't need to understand complex investment strategies. You need to understand one simple concept. When you buy index funds, you own tiny pieces of America's most profitable companies. As they grow and become more valuable, so does your wealth. The solution is starting with whatever you have right now. Most brokerages allow you to start investing with as little as $1. Buy low-cost total stock market index funds that give you instant diversification across thousands of companies. Don't try to pick winners. Own the entire market and let compound growth do the work. Here's your investing action plan. Open a Roth IRA and start with $100 per month invested in a total stock market index fund. Don't check the balance daily. Don't panic when it goes down. Don't get greedy when it goes up. Just keep buying the same amount every month, regardless of market conditions. And what I'm about to say is what makes the difference between amateur and professional investors. Rich people don't try to time the market. They buy consistently and let time work in their favor. Your goal isn't to beat the market. It's to match the market's long-term growth while you sleep. Step number 6, scale your side income. It sounds simple, but the hardest part is what's about to be told next. Most people start side hustles that trap them in another time-for-money exchange. They create a second job instead of creating a scalable income stream. You're essentially working 2 jobs instead of building one asset that can grow without your constant presence. Here's where most side hustlers get stuck forever. They focus on doing more work instead of building systems that work without them. They'll spend 20 hours a week providing services, making decent money, but hitting a ceiling because there are only so many hours in a week. Meanwhile, truly wealthy people are building businesses that generate income 24/7, whether they're working or not. Wait, there's something you need to pay attention to if you don't want to miss the entire point of wealth building. Your side hustle should evolve from trading time for money to creating products or systems that sell repeatedly. One-time work that pays you many times is the secret to breaking free from the time-money trap. Let me tell you about a teacher who started tutoring students for $50 per hour. Instead of just trading more hours for more money, she created an online course teaching the same concepts. She worked for 3 months creating the course, then sold it for $200 to thousands of students. She went from earning $50 per hour to earning $50 per student served, and the course sold while she slept. Same knowledge, completely different business model. Don't jump to conclusions about this being complicated, because what comes next can change your perspective completely. Scaling your side income isn't about working more hours, it's about working differently. Instead of doing everything yourself, you create systems, hire help, or build products that serve multiple customers simultaneously. The solution starts with identifying which parts of your side hustle can be systematized, automated, or delegated. Can you create templates that save time? Can you hire someone to handle routine tasks? Can you turn your service into a product that helps many people at once? Here's your scaling blueprint. Document everything you do in your side business. Create standard procedures, templates, and systems. Then either hire someone to handle the routine work while you focus on growth, or create digital products that package your expertise into something that sells without your time. I'll tell you something that many people regret for the rest of their lives, just because they didn't realize it in time. Your side hustle should become less dependent on your time as it grows, not more dependent. If your side income requires more and more of your personal time to grow, you're building another job, not building wealth. But that's just the surface. What's behind it is what will startle people who think scaling means working harder. The goal is to eventually have your side income generate more money than your day job, giving you the option to transition to full-time entrepreneurship or maintain both income streams for accelerated wealth building. Step number 7, the Great Escape. All of the above will be meaningless if you miss the last detail that determines whether you actually achieve financial freedom or just build wealth while staying trapped in your job forever. Most people have no idea how much money they need to escape the 9-to-5 safely, so they either quit too early and go broke, or they never quit at all and work until they die. Here's the question that keeps most people stuck. How much is enough? Without a specific target, you're shooting arrows in the dark. You might have $100,000 saved and wonder if you can quit, or you might have $500,000 and still feel like you need more. Without knowing your escape number, you'll either take dangerous risks or never take the leap at all. The wealthy understand a simple mathematical truth that most people never learn: the 25x rule. If you need $50,000 per year to live comfortably, you need $1.25 million invested to safely quit your job forever. That's 25 times your annual expenses. With this amount properly invested, you can withdraw 4% per year indefinitely without touching the principal. Let me tell you about a couple who calculated they needed $60,000 per year to maintain their lifestyle. Instead of guessing when they could retire, they set a specific target of $1.5 million. They tracked their progress monthly, celebrated milestones, and made adjustments when needed. After 18 years of consistent wealth building, they hit their number at age 48 and both quit their corporate jobs. They now travel the world while their investments cover all their expenses. But that's just the obvious part. What I'm about to say is what makes the difference between those who escape successfully and those who go back to work broke and defeated. Your escape isn't just about hitting a number. It's about having multiple income streams that reduce your dependence on withdrawing from investments. I'll tell you something that many people regret for the rest of their lives, just because they didn't realize it in time. The best escapes combine passive investment income with business income and side hustle income. When your investments cover your basic expenses and your businesses provide lifestyle money, you achieve true financial independence. The solution is calculating your specific escape number and working backwards. Determine your annual expenses, multiply by 25, then create a plan to reach that amount through systematic investing and income building. Here's your escape calculation. Track your actual monthly expenses for 3 months to get your real number. Multiply your annual expenses by 25 to get your investment target. Then divide that target by the number of years you want to work to determine how much you need to save and invest monthly. Do you see anything unusual? The answer is right here. Freedom has a specific price tag, and once you calculate it, the path becomes crystal clear. Your escape isn't some distant dream. It's a mathematical certainty if you follow the system consistently. Now you have the complete 7-step escape plan that turns any average job into a wealth-building machine. Shift from employee thinking to asset building. Use the 50-30-20 formula to systematically turn income into wealth. Create your first side income stream. Automate everything so you can't fail. Invest like the wealthy with simple index funds. Scale your side income beyond trading time for money and calculate your exact escape number so you know when freedom becomes possible. But here's the reality check nobody wants to hear. This system takes 10 to 20 years to fully work, not 10 to 20 months. Anyone promising faster results is selling you a dream that ends in a financial nightmare. Real wealth building is boring, consistent, and takes patience. But it works for anyone willing to follow the system. Which step resonated most with you? Comment step number and tell me the specific action you're taking this month. Are you starting with the mindset shift, setting up automation, or launching your side hustle? This helps me know what content serves you best and helps other viewers see what's working for people just like them. And if this escape plan gave you hope that financial freedom is actually possible with your current income, share this video with someone who needs to see it. Sometimes the best gift you can give someone is showing them a different path. Remember this, your 9-to-5 job is only temporary if you make it temporary. Every millionaire started exactly where you are right now, with the same fears, the same doubts, and the same average income. The only difference is that they followed a system that guaranteed their escape. Your freedom is waiting on the other side of your decision to start today.